Hi there, keen traders. It is the weekend wrap. We're going to take a look at what we have heading into the new week. And we do have a bit of excitement, and let's skip right to it right now. The Euro USD breaking lower, finally breaking trendline resistance. We can see that this pair has been in a triangle since the beginning of the year. And spent the majority of the week between 136.85 and let's say 136. Today we get the break. We've been looking for this for a long time. Now we're going to have to see if we can have some momentum on this pair, on this cross. What I will be looking for is a bit of a pullback on Monday to jump in and hopefully to ride this pair down to initially my target would be the 133 level, which would be the 50 fib of this entire move to the top to the bottom, and then hopefully break down the 130 and so on and so on. It would be nice to see a little bit of momentum because we have been trapped in dull markets lately. So let's take a look at the Great Britain USD, which quite the opposite, had a spike higher at 430 on positive data and is still in this range between 166 and 165 and 162.50 and 163.30. We need a break of that range before we can do anything with this pair. I mean, you can try to scalp in and out on a 4-hour, 1-hour chart, I guess, on the inside. But until we get a break of this area, I don't really see what to do. You can just it's just a waiting game at this point. And then once we get the break of the range, we could have a little bit more exciting. And hopefully, if it's to the well, not hopefully, if it is to the downside, you can have a target of 150.75. It's to the top side. I'd probably pick I would probably pick a more measured move up to 170 before we have positive resistance. Let's take a look at the inverse of the euro, the Swiss franc, and this pair. We broke the trend line a while on this pair right in the beginning of the month, and we did not have any follow through because the euro was limiting the action. What I'd really like to see here is a break of this level. Let's say 0.9130. We get a break of the 0.9130, then we could be off to the races. First targeting 92.50, then followed by 94.45. So it's all about a break of this range right here, and that could set things apart for a larger move higher. The other pair that's been pretty interesting this week is the Aussie, and the Aussie starts the week up, pops higher, breaks out of the range it had been in between 90, 88.20, false start, probably burn a lot of bridges right there, and then the pair reversed course and just continued to move lower, and this continued move lower has pushed below the key support at 88.20 and 88, and now the cross has a broader footing to push down to two new levels. Let's take a look. I guess let's go all the way to a weekly chart. I mean, what levels would we target on this continued move lower? We're in pretty much uncharted territory right here, unless we go all the way back to 2010. And then you'd have support, down around 85, and then followed by the 80 level. I think the psychological level would be about the 85 level in this current move, just because that there has been hints and rumors out of the Australian government that would be a price that they would be comfortable with in the Aussie USD in the short term. New Zealand, this guy has been a bum. You can see that we had the spike higher, then a spike right back down into the range. I can get rid of this whole scenario I had here. This guy doesn't want to do anything. So basically, what do we have here? Let's do this right here. You can see that the pair has been very comfortable for the last few months in a pretty narrow range, and the majority of it since the beginning of, let's say, October has been between the 84 level as the top and the 81 level is the bottom. And right now, right here, there's not much to do. There is plenty to do. You can see on this bottom, if we get a break of this 82 level, we could cycle down to the 81 and so forth like that. But in a bigger picture, the range is just between the 84 and 81 level, and I'd be looking for a break of that range before I would show any conviction or commitment to making a trade in either direction to the top or the bottom. Yen has been very comfortable. It has become a bit complacent. It looked like it broke below the 103.75 level, but now it's back in its range between 105.50 and 103.75. As I've said before, break of the 105.50 level, we could get a push up to the 111, which would be the 1.27 extension of a 50 fib pullback in this larger, broader move. We'll see if we get that. Below 103.75 used to be a key level, but actually it's going to be around 102.90 right now that I would be watching to see if the pair can stay above this level for to continue to build a base for the top side. Another pair that's very interesting right now is the Great Britain AUD, just because this pair has been pretty steadily pushing higher rather aggressively from just this week alone. We went as low as to let's say the 180 level. Now we're all the way up at the 187. It's quick reversal, and it's running into key support here at this 187 level. And you can see the pair is trying to push higher again, push higher once again at this point. It's had 200 plus pip moves in the last, what, 12 4-hour periods, so it could be a little bit tired. But if we get a break of the Great Britain, the Aussie USD, we could see a lot more room to run on this pair. So it's just something I'm keeping my eye on. That is it for the weekend wrap. Most of these charts are available on the blog, and if you want to sign up to get into the Twitter feed, where you also find out about the stacker trades that I do in the majors, and more aggressively in some few of the exotics, I go into a 4-hour trades, and of course there's always scalping in some of the in Asian and European sessions. You can find out about my trading techniques, and you can also get on the Keen feed, where I do all my trades live and I talk about why I did them. It's education, but you can also see exactly how things happen in real time. All right, everybody, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.